What's up guys, Ngate Gaming here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about one of the major things that has just happened, which is the 2.1 live stream update that happened for Honkai Star Rail, which is happened like about 20 minutes ago. We're going to be talking about the fact that, as you've seen on the thumbnail, we're going to have to make a very hard decision on the characters that are coming out. And the reason why is because most of these characters are needed characters that, like, you cannot. I personally think if you skipped any of these characters in the initial beginning, it's going to be very hard for you to skip these characters now. The reason why I say that is because each of them are very much needed for the game. Maybe apart from Acheron, don't hold me to that, but I think apart from Acheron. Now, I'm going to be talking to you about why, but obviously I'll be talking to you about each of the accounts that are now obviously I have plans for. So, as everybody knows, everyone who has watched my videos specifically knows that some people voted for me to summon for Acheron on this account, which has my Black Swan, my Kafka, my Fend, my Topaz, and then the only sustain that I have, good sustain that I have, is specifically Natasha, who I've tried to build up, and then obviously she has her Litecoin with that, and then obviously I have my Loucha, and then I have my my Trailblazer, right? So it's nothing major. I also have him, but like most of my characters are very built, my Kafka, my Black Swan, and my Fend. So obviously there's no doubt I'm going to be putting Acheron on this account specifically, so I have no problem at all. And the fact that, and I'll also put it on the screen, they are actually going to be removing Gallagher with Acheron on the same phase, which is really good, because I've also heard that Gallagher is a really good 4-star character in terms of abundance, especially if you get copies of him, whereas Lynx has the whole debuff with her ult. From what I've heard, if you get copies of Gallagher, you actually get that debuff using his skill. And obviously the fact that he has this sort of sustained healing similar to Luocha, which is like a really good thing. So in short, just to show you how many pulls we're getting, also the fact that we're getting 30 extra pulls in the game, or rather when 2.1 drops, is going to be one of the major things as well that I feel is coming. Obviously, on top of the fact that we just got the redemption codes, an extra 300, that's about 500, plus obviously the 600 that we get for the updates. We'll probably get about 40 pulls, which is what I had imagined. The moment we land on 2.1, we'll get an extra like about 40 pulls, which is really good. So by the time 2.1 hits, I think I'll be around 200 over here, which is, I think, quite a good number to summon for Acheron's Litecoin, because this account is guaranteed the 5-star. But the only problem was getting a Litecoin. I don't know whether I'll be able to get a Litecoin or whether I lose the 50-50. So as we move on to the next account, now this is one of the major things now, is going to be a very hard decision. So in my previous video, I decided that I would be summoning for Aventurine on now my main account, which is this account here, the European account, right? And this account, like everybody has seen probably, is the account that has most of my really well-built Harmony units. It has the Sparkle as well, because that's who I was saving for. One of my major damage dealers is Luna on this account. So I'd say this account is a really hard-hitting account. That's all I can say. The only thing I don't have are lightning DPS characters and fire DPS characters. Maybe apart from Himiko, I don't even have a Litecoin, right? I don't even think I have Eidolons. Do I have one Eidolon? Yeah. So and she's only good right now from my perspective in pure fiction. So now, at first, I was going to summon for Aventurine on this account, but Luocha is being rerun, and I have 190 pulls. It's not guaranteed 50-50, but I will actually pull all 190. And since we're getting another 40 pulls, like I said, we are okay. Not 40 pulls like dead on. I think by the time 2.1 hits, we'll have saved enough, depending on where you are in terms of Stellar Jade, to warrant 1 pull, and then we're getting 20 pulls obviously by checking in for 2.1, and then we get an extra pull on the 26th of April, which is just 1,600. So we roughly, I think everybody will be getting about like 40 pulls. So my thought is that I'm going to be having 230 midway through 2.1 to basically finish off and summon for Luocha. Now, this account I'm not guaranteed a 50-50 because it just summoned for Sparkle and I just got Sparkle, so my pity is literally at Sparkle, as you can see, right? So what I'm going to do, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to summon for Aventurine on this account. I will be summoning for Luocha on this account because I don't have any good sustain at all on this account. She's okay built, 136, 237. He's built a full-on attack boots, crit rate and crit damage, just for the sake of it, 325. I've got my Bronya here, 129. I've got my Silver Wolf. I know people will be like, why not summon for her on this account? Trust me, I have thought about it. Everybody's just saying Acheron on that account, Sustainer on this account. And that's, I think, what works. So I'm going to summon for Luocha on this account, put him on this account. And the team I'm looking to obviously put him on would be now, which I'm preparing, which is good, is this, and then Luocha. And that's pretty much it. So I'm building this account according to what I don't have, which in general sense would be Acheron, because I don't have a lightning DPS, but I also do need a very good healer because Bailu's not cutting it at all. Like, and Lynx, as much as she's good, she's not cutting it at all as well. So we're going to be talking about and that's pretty much it. So I think that's where I am in terms of accounts. Yeah. So as we dive now deep into the actual phases, I think this is going to be a very hard thing for most people. And that's because, as you can see, phase 1 and phase 2 have really good characters. We have Aventurine and Jing, Aventurine and Acheron. But then our rerun banners are Luocha and Jing for phase 1. Obviously Jing phase 2, Luocha phase 1. One of the hardest things right now that I'm going to say like upright is the fact that 100% it's going to be very, very difficult for people to choose what character they want for their account. So I'll give you my thoughts. I'll give you my opinion. So, and I'll put it in the basis that you probably don't have these characters or you probably have these characters as well. So right off the bat, I think Jing is going to be the better option for everybody who does not have a good low investment DPS that deals damage. That's what I think. I off the bat, Jing is going to be your best choice, but that's if you do not have a good damage dealer on your account, like a high damage dealer on your account. The reason why I say that is because as everybody has already seen, Acheron needs at least 2 Nihility characters to output more percentage of her general damage, which in most people's cases, people have not built Nihility characters. It's only until Kafka came out, but even then, if you didn't get Kafka, most people did not build up Nihility characters. So that's my thought. So in a general, so again, I'll just say this: if you're going to choose now between Acheron and Jing, if you do not have a good DPS character, choose Jing. If you have good invested Nihility characters and you're okay with that, the whole aspect of 2 Nihility characters within the same team, you can roll for Acheron. But then you also have to make sure that you have a good sustainer. So that's either a good shielder or a good healer. Now it's a good thing that Gallagher will be coming out with Acheron on the same phase. So if you're going to summon for Acheron, I would suggest having at least 2 or 3 well-built Nihility characters, and since you will be rolling for Acheron during the course of a phase, you're probably going to get Gallagher without a doubt. The fact that also Pella is going to be part of that banner makes it even better, because if you have at least Pella, Gallagher, Acheron, and maybe a Sampo, who I think everybody has gotten, it would be really good. So that's pretty much it for my choice. My thoughts between Acheron and Jing. Now, Luocha and Aventurine, or rather Aventurine. If you already have Luocha, which most people have, unlike myself, I would suggest summoning for Luocha. I know there's the need to summon for Aventurine because it's a new character, it's a new preservation unit, but I can tell you from first-hand experience, it is the most annoying thing that I skipped Luocha, because his utility and his accessibility to the accessibility gives you to play the game more cannot compare to any other single 5-star healer. And the reason I say that is because he is such a unit in terms of healing, in terms of even the auto cleanse and everything. He is such a unit. He is a must need. As much as Aventurine is a new character and there's that whole dopamine effect to get a new character, do not summon just because people are saying, putting up on YouTube, busted, broken. No, summon for Luocha if you do not have Luocha. Trust me, it is going to be a lifesaver. All right, but if you have Luocha, I think obviously your option is going to be very clear. Summon for Aventurine. Obviously, if you have the time and money to obviously save up for the next character that's coming out, or you want Aventurine as a tank character, obviously to replace Jeopard, or you do not have Fu Xuan. So in the event that you don't have Fu Xuan, you have a good healer such as Luocha or Huahua, or you got Huahua, Luocha, or and you don't have Fu Xuan, I'd say you can summon for Aventurine. So that kind of evens it out. All right. Okay. So let's now go to the next, I think, now final part, or my final thoughts on this rerun banners. I think it's a very hard decision for most people, especially people who are starting off the game. If you're starting off the game and you're a new player, I would suggest summoning for Luocha. As much as Acheron is going to be like a beast in her own rights, I would recommend you as a new player to summon for Luocha, and then summon for Jing, especially if you're starting an account in 2.1. You will definitely have enough pulls to at least guarantee these two characters. Not their light cones as well, but at least you'll be able to get Luocha, and you'll be able to lose a 50-50 and then get Jing. Because if you have a new account, you probably have not built up any of the Nihility characters. And I kid you not, I think no one ever built up any Nihility character until Kafka came out. And even when Kafka came out, only some people got her, giving them the excuse to build up Nihility characters, right? Now, if you're into the Nihility aspect and you're starting off an account, I would suggest getting Acheron, because obviously you will be building those now Nihility characters, such as Pella, who's coming out on the account, and then probably Sampo, who will be given to you. Not given to you, but you'll probably get him during a standard pull run, or standard pull banner run during the beginning phase, so that's fine. But that's pretty much it. All in all, I think we're in for a really good 2.1 anniversary, being given about an extra 30 pulls just off the bat, about 40 pulls if you do some saving prior to the actual 2.1 launch date. But we'll be getting quite a number of pulls. If you have already been saving during the course of the game, we will be getting quite a number of pulls that help us obviously do more for the game. But with that said, obviously I want to thank you all for obviously chipping in into the video, the comments, the likes and everything. Obviously, if there's any specific type of content that you would like me to make, I would suggest obviously hitting the comments below and telling me like what your thoughts are, what you think, and how to put it, and how to actually do more videos in a way that you think you guys would like. But with that said, those are my two thoughts on how you should kind of gear towards summoning for these characters, because it's a very hard decision and most people will not have that leisure to be able to summon for all characters. But with that said, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you all in the next one.